So, in episode 2 of Beginner Garden Chaos, we finally tamed the cucumber jungle and built the foundation for this trellis using scrap wood from my dad's garage and a $6 spool of twine. If you haven't seen that episode yet, definitely go back and watch. It shows the full setup and how we went from chaos to a plan. Now, in episode 3, we're taking it a step further. Before we add the twine and start training these vines, I want to talk about why we designed the trellis this way. We decided on a 4 wall wooden frame with twine running along 3 of the 4 walls. That way, we have an open side to easily reach into the center for pruning, harvesting, and checking on the plants. We then added horizontal supports at the bottom, and we'll add more at the top later just to keep the structure sturdy as the vines grow heavier. It's definitely not the fanciest setup, but that's kind of the point. It's budget friendly, repurposed, and it works beautifully for what we need right now. So today we'll be pruning these cucumber plants and tying them up to the trellis as we go, giving them the space they need to breathe and finally climb the way they were meant to. Okay, y'all, so let's take a look at what we got going here. I've already trellised up 1/2 of the first here. So as you can see, there's the base of the plant right there, and it branches off in 3 directions. This is the main stem, and this is the secondary one. At least that's what I'm calling it. And I've already trellised up everything on that side. I've also done a good bit of pruning. But the way we're planning to do this is we're going to apply twine to 3 sides. So we have twine on this side, kind of in a zigzag motion. I was gonna do the checkered pattern and go vertically, but I realized that wasn't really necessary. This is really enough. I'm gonna go back later and maybe tie a few of the main parts of the vine loosely to the twine, but honestly, this is working pretty well. And once she gets out of her initial shock, I'm sorry, baby. Once she gets out of her initial shock, her little tendrils will start to climb on those pieces. And this plant has yet to produce any fruit. It's probably because it was way overgrown, too much going on. But I'm hopeful that once I start cutting the appropriate things back, that she'll find her groove. So yeah, that's what we got going. It's hot out here, y'all. Okay, and sad, but I'm going to trim this half of the vine. As you can see, it goes all the way out here, and we intentionally want to keep this window side open so that I have access into the trellis to actually prune the plants, get the fruit, all that good stuff. So we're just going to trellis 3 sides facing this direction. So the front, back over here, and then that large wall. I have 3 cucumber plants. So this first one is going to own this trellis side. That one is going to own that. And the back one, this back, as you can see, there's a ton of fruit for us to harvest. I'm actually going to probably harvest that cucumber today. Can you see that? I can't see, it's so bright out here. But we have one there, one back there. There's another one buried under there somewhere. So this one on the other end is doing its thing. I have yet to actually prune off dead leaves from that one, but I'm gonna do that next. And anyway, so that plant is gonna own that back wall trellis and part of that one. This one hasn't produced any fruit yet either. I was tempted to get rid of it altogether. I'm not. Right now I'm not. But now I'm starting to see the possibility. So the possibility I see is that if I get rid of this plant in the center, then I have this whole space to maybe play around with like herbs or something. I don't know. Maybe even put one of these tomato plants. I'm not sure. Oh, not tomato. These are pepper plants. Those have to be moved eventually. That's the other reason why I'm keeping this open. Because for right now, I don't have to move them as long as there's nothing trellis to this side. So basically, I'm just delaying the inevitable, which is cutting off the arm of this poor. All right, so this is the progress so far. As I said before, we have this side trellised up. That center plant, if you can see that right there in the center, that's gonna go there, that's gonna go there. I just finished doing some light pruning to this side. I'm going to, there's one big cucumber back there. I'm gonna harvest that one today, a little later. The other two, I'm gonna leave them a couple of days to get a little bit bigger. And then it's hot, so I'm gonna wait until, if you can't tell, I'm gonna wait until the sun goes down a little bit this evening before I come back out and do any more. But I'm really excited about how it's looking, and definitely lesson learned. Next season, we won't be planting things this close, and we'll have this trellis already.
And that's where we're ending today. Freshly pruned cucumber plants tied up to their new trellis and already putting on fruit. It's wild to see how far this bed has come in just a couple of weeks, from a tangled mess to something that's finally manageable and productive. There's still more to do here, adding the top supports, training the new growth, and of course, harvesting those cucumbers when they're ready. So stick around for the next episode to see how this trellis holds up and what I tweak as the season goes on. If you're working on your own DIY trellis or battling overgrown plants, I'd love to hear your tips in the comments. We are learning this thing together. And don't forget to check out episode 2 if you missed it. It shows how this whole structure came to life. See you in the next episode.
And until next time, guys, y'all have a good one. Stay hydrated.